Hi there, this is a 2004 Aquador 25C, finished built boat. Very hard not to love this boat, loads of great features, so stay tuned right here, right now for the full walkthrough tour. I'm Jonathan Parker from Parker Adams, and we're here today in Port Solent on this glorious day to show you this Aquador 25C. Like I just said, it's a 2004 model, but what I love about this finished built boat is there's lots of features on this boat that you would see on a bigger boat, but it's all packed into this small package. Single engine, single diesel CAD 32 engine producing 170 horsepower. It's not a rocket ship, so it will do about 25 knots. You'll cruise around 20 knots, so plenty of speed to get yourself around the Solent and further afield. But also it's a very versatile boat from the walkarounds and easy to use. So let's start at the back. I like actually that it's got a teak inlay on the back. It's got a boarding ladder as well as a bit of storage under the floor there. But I do like the way it can be completely enclosed. You've got this nice door, even with a proper door handle on here, enclosing this back area. And then the side decks as well. So it's actually a very safe boat for youngsters as well as pets. They can be completely enclosed into this cockpit area. As you come on, it comes through, and then under here is the engines, which we'll show you in a bit. But I just want to show you the walk around because it is very easy. So when you're mooring up, doing lines, I do particularly like there's a cleat here. And of course you've got side access both sides of this boat, so you can come in and out of the boat straight from the helm, straight to a buoy, straight to a cleat that you can then tie on to another cleat with, so very easy to moor up. It also has a bow thruster as well, which makes life easy, but you can walk all the way around to the front and all the way around to the anchor windlass. There's a remote control for this. Obviously you've got your anchor chain, and it is all chain as well. And open bow, as they do in most finished boats, they do open bows because quite often they'll moor bow to berths so they can get on and off at the bow. Very nice. Full screen, so it's a hardtop boat. As you can see, you've got two nice sunroofs on the top which open up. We'll show you inside. They've got covers over at the moment, but they do slide back so you can open up the roof. Nice windscreen layout with these big wipers as well, so very good at clearing the screen whilst going along, and the walkway continues around the other side exactly the same. It's a very well built boat. Forgive the dust on it. We've had a bit of rain the other day and it had this Sahara sand in it. It's over everything at the moment. I don't think there's a clean boat anywhere to be seen. There is a transom shower though just here, so it does have hot and cold water, this boat as well. So there's a transom shower. But as you come on through, there's 3 doors into this boat. You know, for a 25 footer, there's 3 doors to get in. So that's one on the side. This is the second one. And again, it's got a nicely finished, solid door to it as well. So again, you can be completely enclosed inside, or you can open up the 3 doors in the roof and have there's sort of a bit of fresh airflow through. This does pin back as well, so if you want it fixed back, it will hold there. On the top here, I don't know if you've noticed, we've got a Raymarine digital radar on the top. So a nice addition to this to complement the chart pods, which we'll show you in a sec. There's also mountings here for life rafts if you wanted to. There's non-supply with the boat, but there's actually room for 2 on here, so if you are going further afield. But to me, this also looks like somewhere you could put paddle boards. So it looks really good for storing stuff on the roof for toys and things like that. There are even roof bars, so you could get a roof bar going across completely, and then you could put things like even like bikes up there if you wanted to. Because the roof isn't terribly high, it's easy to get things up onto the roof. You do step down into this, but it's a really good use of space if you start using the roof. As you come in though, you can see it's an open plan layout. There's actually seating either side, as well as I'll confirm there's normally an infill here. It was an option, so whether we have it we'll confirm, but normally you can then create a curved seating area or have it open like it is now. But there is a bit of storage under this, and then there are storage areas around underneath both sides. as well as on this side, let me show you, there is storage in here. It's mirrored on the other side. There is storage under here. Also gives you access to completely underneath. But look, I like the fact they've gone to the trouble of making that high gloss, even under there. And it does have this high gloss finish throughout the cabinetry. There's ample storage in here, but if you do want to smuggle things, you can also go further down, right the way down into the space below. So, you know, you never know if you... There must be some drug dealers watching. Right, let's put the cushion down. Fuel tanks underneath here. This is engine access, actually. You can lift this and you can have access to the front of the engine. There's actually a microwave under here, which is strapped in. And then we've got the helm seat and this one. These do spin, so you can spin these to go to the side. Let's see if I can do one of them. There you go. So this can then add into the social area inside here if you did want to just be inside. There's a couple of nice drawers fitted, but as we come through you can see there's the other doorway out. There's more storage under here. They really try to get storage in everywhere they can, but you can see we've now got, these have been made for to cover up the sunroofs. So very neatly they can just roll forward and then strap, so it just stops the sun from coming in, which we've kept them up because of the sunlight coming in when we're filming. But what I do like is this helm position. So it's a sit down helm position, and very comfortable. Single engine, so CAD 32, 170 horsepower, but it's only reading 276 hours. And I can sort of believe that because there's no wear to the steering wheel. It feels very lightly used, this boat. And so we confirm that it does look like it's done 276 hours. Rev counters can get replaced over the years, but looking at the use of the boat and the history of the boat, it's never been used for charter or anything like that. It's always been privately owned but lightly used. So I do believe that is probably the original hours on the boat. CAD 32 engine, bow thruster on here, so again a side power thruster, nice and powerful, as well as we've got auto trim tabs. We can control the anchor from here as well, as you can see, which is quite nice. Depth gauge down here, so Ray Marine, so slightly later than the age of the boat, I believe. Also has blowers for the windscreen for demisting, which controls on here. Look, so if you press that, so you can either blow cold air or hot air, and this uses the heat from the engine rather than a diesel heater. It uses the heat from the engine to actually control the blowers, so quite a nice addition. Sorry, I've got the ignition on the engine, so I'll turn that off. And a nice layout, good visibility, of course, because you've got the can open the doors on the side. It's very easy just to stick your head out as well for mooring up and using the bow thruster. And if you look up here, we've got a nice compass. This looks fairly new as well, doesn't look very old. The Ray Marine E90 wide, which couples with the radar, the Ray Marine, and then we've got a CD player, so you can dig out your old CDs because no one ever uses them anymore. And then we can drop down into the galley area. So it's quite nice when you drop down into here. You do have, I do feel like you're still part of everything as well. You've got good visibility around here, and nice lot of light comes in. It's a Wallace diesel hob, so there's no gas on this boat. It's a diesel powered hob, much like it runs the same as like a diesel heater. So once you put that on, you wait a few minutes and then it will start to burn and heat up. Both of these heat up at once. One heats hotter than the other, interestingly, but they are quite nice systems to have, and they do put out some heat as well, so you could use it as an additional heater in the room if you wanted to. You've got to be careful not to put have kids around when it's on hot, because it's very hard to tell if it's on or not. But a really good use of the space, because it does double as a worktop area as well. And then you can see, you can see the storage up here. There's fridge down below, just down there. Nice fridge with small freezing compartment. And hot and cold water, obviously nice storage. The guy's obviously storing a few bits up here at the moment. Still in use, this boat. And then you go through to the cabin. So this is more of a day boat, I would suggest, but it does have a double berth. So this is the only berth on the boat. So it has the double berth. There is an infill as well, which is just here. So you can infill it to make it larger, but essentially it's an occasional long weekender. You probably would find that you wouldn't want to go for weeks at a time, unless you're on your own, which then I think that'd be very nice. Or a couple could get away for a bit longer as well if you wanted to. But like I always say, I'm 6 foot tall. There is plenty though of space down here for tall people, albeit that it's a cosy space to be in. Nice window here though, so you do get a lot of light down here. It doesn't actually feel claustrophobic at all. And there's even reading lights, so these do double up. These LED lights are actually reading lights as well. It's quite nice, but again, good use for storage. The bow thruster in the windlass has its own battery, so there's a battery switch down here for that, and obviously the carpets throughout. Drawers there, and of course it does have a heads. And this heads has probably got probably one of the smallest doors I've come across. So it is a sit-down heads. As a man, you probably wouldn't want to be standing up, but it is, again, for a small boat, it's a very useful thing to have. So you've got the heads with the sink, but I know it said it had one cabin. There is kind of another one. So if you did have, I mean, it's just a baby storage area, but underneath here there is another area which goes underneath. Of course, you wouldn't want that to be. No, I think that's just storage, isn't it? There, I think that's just storage. Yeah, I'd like to think it might be in the kiddies' little bunk or something, but you get arrested if you put a kid under there for the night. But it's a very useful space, and that obviously runs all the way on the length under there. So a good use of space as well. There's even a mirror in here, which is quite interesting. But yeah, really, unless you're particularly short, then it's perfect for you. But I do really like this boat. It's a very easy to use boat. You can't help but love it because it's a very quirky boat. It's slightly different to a normal cruiser. It's more of akin to sort of like the Finnish style boats, like the Botnia Targas or the Sargo style boats, but a much more sort of condensed sort of package. So 25 foot, don't forget, so it's just over 25 foot 3 inches. So a small boat, very easy to use, packs some good features. So if you want to see more details on this, come to our website, parker-adams.co.uk. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. But for now, I think from the Aquador 25C and for myself, I'll say goodbye and see you on the next video.